Hey y'all, what's up? This is NIKA Domingo, and I want to welcome you to my weekly webisode called Work It Out. All right? In this webisode, what my goal is, I have a little notes here, so y'all gotta excuse me a little bit. My goal here is to give parents that are separated a platform to be able to discuss their issues and resolve their issues, hopefully, without having to go through child support court. Why? Because I feel child support court is not designed to help the children at all. It's not in the best interest of the children. And I think that, issues can be resolved. Most of the time when people go to child support court, believe me, I already know the game. The women go to child support court out of retaliation and use it as a tool to get back at the father. And it's just not a cool thing. A lot of men also don't know that the child support court can be dismissed and null and void if the woman agrees to it. So there has to be a way to come to a decision where you both can decide on co-parenting without all the drama. Because I'm telling you, the child support court issue is not the move. It's just bothering me as a female, a single female who has 2 children by 2 different men. I was married to my first, and I've never been through child support court. Yeah, they pissed me off, but not to the point where, they moved on, I moved on, but it's not to the point where, I would want to take them to court. Like, some reasons that women are going to court is just ridiculous, and it just got to stop. So, this show is going to discuss topics. I'm going to have interviews. I want it to be as friendly as possible. There's no drama. This isn't the Maury show or none of those talk shows with a whole bunch of drama and attacking each other. I don't want it to be like that, because it shouldn't be like that. That's not the normal way, even though society has made it that way. That's not the normal way that 2 parents should communicate with each other when they're not together anymore. Basically, when you separate and you have children involved, it's for the best interest of the children how you communicate and how you get along. So this show is going to discuss topics like stopping mothers from using the child support court as a retaliatory tool. Meaning, like I said earlier, they get mad because the man moved on and they haven't yet, or because they still want to be with the man and the man doesn't want to be with them, so boom, they go to child support court to get back at them. It's just not cool. That's, I want to talk about topics like that. I want to interview women who's actually doing that. Hopefully we have women that will admit that they've been to court because of that, and hopefully they can try to resolve and come to some type of agreement with their spouse or ex-spouse to just try to keep the courts out of it. Also, I want to discuss topics that will hopefully stop fathers from working off-the-book jobs. Like, I'm hearing men working off-the-book jobs just so that they don't have to pay child support court, and using that as a retaliatory tool to get back at the woman. That doesn't hurt anybody but the child. And, these dudes out here, you're forfeiting getting a good job with benefits and, pensions and 401k plans and all that good stuff for your future just because you're mad at your child's mother for whatever reason and you don't want to pay them any child support. All it's going to do is land you in jail, lose your license, and it's going to put you in a worse predicament than you're already in. So there has to be a way to come together and hopefully get you working and get y'all at a point where you don't have to duck and dive the system. I also want to discuss topics that will build a bridge to a cordial relationship between the mother and the father. Meaning just to where even if y'all are just at a point where y'all can talk on the phone to discuss when you're going to get the child or, whatever it is that the mother needs, that you can provide that for her and, financially support her with whatever you have. But if you have a type of communication where you can communicate with her, maybe she'll be more understanding and willing to work with you at some point. But to just not communicate at all is not good at all. Not at all. I also want to discuss topics that will stop fathers from being absent in their life at all. Again, that goes back to communication. If you have communication, you can deal with the child or give your input however you can. Maybe you can't give money, you don't have a job right now, or your job's not paying much and you're living check to check or what have you. But if you can be there for the mother so she doesn't have to pay for childcare, that's saving money in her pocket and you're spending time with your child. So that would be another issue that I want to discuss that would be important. I also want to discuss topics that will encourage people to take safe sex more seriously. If you are not ready to be a father and not ready to be a parent, you need to take safe sex a little more seriously. And we will get into that because a lot of times these unwanted children are out of one-night stands or, not getting to know your partner. And those are very important keys to a lifelong commitment. And that's what a child is, lifelong commitment, no matter how you look at it. Whether it's on the mother, the father, or both of you guys. So you got to really think about that. Safe sex is very important. I don't mean to sound like a, teacher or nothing like that, but it's just crazy how it is as adults, how we're carrying ourselves. I also want to encourage parents to make better character decisions. Like, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, she's probably a bird. So you gotta, come on. You messing with a chick that you see in the club every week, and she's not about, doing anything positive, and you lay up with her and not protect yourself. Guess what? You put yourself in that predicament. So you got to deal with it. You knew what you was getting into beforehand. Or the funny thing is, when men say, "Oh, my baby mom's crazy. My baby mom's crazy." She didn't just get crazy because she became your baby mama. She been crazy. You just let the power of the punani get your head all messed up. So now you stuck. You don't want that. So you just got to make better character decisions. Also, settling differences out of court. Like, there has to be a way. Like, there just has to be a way where you guys can communicate better and keep it out of the court system, because the court system is not there for nobody. You, the father, the mother, or the child. They are there. You're actually going to court. Once you get a docket number, you're allowing a total stranger to decide when you see a child, how much a child is worth, and that's just whack. Like, every other weekend, $50 a week or $25 a week or whatever it is your income is. Each person's different, it's all about how much you make. That's just terrible. When you can get so much more honey. What's that saying? You get more flies with honey than shit? Something like that. Well, anyway, the nicer you are, the more you can get, ladies. Like, just, butter the dude up every now and then. Yeah, you look nice. You're a good father. You do what you got to do. As long as the man's doing what he has to do. Like, I'm really, really against these women going to court, taking these men to court when they're already doing what they're supposed to be doing. I have a friend that is taking their children 3 days a week, buying their clothes, buying their school stuff, any supplies, paying for school trips and everything. And 5-6 years later, you take the guy to child support court. For what? It has to be a way to come together and communicate and dissolve your negative issues that you may have. I also want to discuss topics to help women realize that a baby is not a payday. And a lot of these reality shows, and I'm not going to mention any names, but a lot of these reality shows and these TV shows that come on every day, they're giving society and these young kids, these young girls, a bad example. They're making a really bad example, because you're making it seem like it's okay to go try to find a ball player or somebody that has money and more money than you, or is a celebrity status, and have a baby with them, get knocked up, and that's a payday. It doesn't always work like that, and that's not always a good thing, because you're going to look like the lunatic at the end of the day, and it's not good for the child, because you're not in it for the right reasons, and you got to think about stuff like that. So a baby is not always, it's not a payday. We got to stop the payday babies. Got to stop watching those reality shows, having these kids watching these shows thinking that that's the way it is. Those shows are non-reality. They should be named non-reality, not reality, because it's not a reality that you'll find a football player and have a baby with them, and you're destroying marriages and all kind of stuff on the sake of having a baby just so that you can get a paycheck. It's not right. So we're going to discuss stuff like that too. I'm going to get some people to interview for all these topics I'm talking about, because they're out there, and I'm going to find y'all. I want to also educate parents on DNA testing rights. There's ways, a lot of men don't know, if you're in doubt, swab them out. That's my new quote. If you're in doubt, swab them out. You can take your child for visitation and stop at CVS and get a swab test, do whatever you have to do, take the baby to the doctor to find out if it's your child. If it's your child, okay, you ain't got to tell them nothing. But if it's not your child, let her know, and then look, you got your pockets aren't touched, you don't have no bond with the child, and you go on your merry way. Let her deal with that. But I think it's bad that you deceive, for men to be deceived into thinking that they have a child and it's not their child, because this woman wants to be out there whoring it off. It's not cool. Like, you have to, come on, it has to be a better way than doing this. For whatever reason, whether he has a good job or you may think he's going to be a potentially good father, whatever the case may be, to deceive people is dead wrong. Dead wrong. And men need to get up on their rights, for DNA testing. It's not just going to court or there's cheaper ways to do it. There's ways to get it done. If you have a doubt, swap them out. How to dissolve orders. A lot of men don't know that. Even if a child support order is in full swing, if you become in a better relationship with the mother, you can always have that dissolved. The woman can go in court anytime and dissolve a child support order. Men don't know that. And a lot of women don't know that either. But you can go into court and resolve the issue, say you guys are working out on your own, and get out of the court system. You don't need all those people in your business because they're all strangers. They don't care about you. They don't care about the baby. They don't care about anything but making that revenue for the court system. That's what they're there for. They are employees of the court. The judge, the clerks, the bailiffs, all of them. They don't care. They have thousands of people coming there every single day with the same issues. Child support, child support, child support, child support. And it's useless. It's useless. It just makes more animosity between the both of the parents, and the children lose in the end. So I want to educate people on that as well. How child support is calculated. I want to talk to lawyers and have them ask them, how is it calculated? You have two people in the same neighborhood. One's making $100,000, one's making $10,000, and that person making $100,000 pays more than the person making $10,000, but they both have one child. Like, how does, like, the more money you make, the more you have to pay. Like, especially if you're already doing for the child. I'm not talking about the deadbeat dads. I'm not talking about the ones that don't want anything to do with the child and, just like totally. What I want to do is get those guys into this discussion forum and try to change their ways and change their minds and try to get, people to come together and, I don't know, just try to make it work without the child support system. I'm totally, totally, totally against child support. I really am. And maybe crazy coming from a woman, but that's me. I also want to educate couples on how to communicate without conflict. Like, you could talk to your partner or your ex-partner without talking at them. And that's very, very important, because a lot of times when you have two people with different views coming together trying to communicate, it becomes a conflict, and it's like two bulls going head to head. And you got to find a way to listen to each other. What's your problem? What's your problem? Come together and compromise. There's always a room for compromise. So these are just things that I want to discuss and take to another level, because it's just too much abuse of the court system. I think that's exactly what it is. It's abuse of a lot of innocent men that's getting drugged through the court system for no reason at all. There's a lot of, I can't even say women, because a lot more women go through child support than men do. There are some deadbeat moms out there. I'm not going to let that go either, because I know quite a few women that have that are paying child support paying child support, and child support should be eliminated, period, because it doesn't really benefit to anybody, any family. None of these court systems or these state programs, none of that stuff. It helps for the moment, but if you have a baby because you want to have $1,000 weave in your head, you should rethink you should rethink it before you go through with it. But yeah, this is going to be my new weekly webisode, and expect interviews and me going in, getting in people's grill. Yeah, if they want to talk, which I will get people to talk. There's going to be some people that's not going to want to talk, but I just want to see what's going on, what's going through people's heads, and hopefully I can just eliminate this whole court system altogether. I'm going to make a lot of lawyers lose a lot of money. They're probably going to hate me. A lot of chicks probably going to hate on me, but hey, it is what it is. All right, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.